I don't know what to say about this movie. It's trash, right? It's a trash movie. It is a garbage trash movie. Everybody involved with it should be ashamed of putting together this schlock. And I honestly don't know how this thing gets made. This script is a first draft script. The script makes no sense. It's totally inconsistent. If somebody had handed this script to me, I would say you got an interesting first draft here. Maybe 6 months, a year down the line, you'll have a real script. But right now, this is unfilmable. It's nonsense. What you've put together is this complete tripe garbage. And you should take it back, workshop it, fix it. I don't care that you're Patty Jenkins, director of the original Wonder Woman, and you go, well, this time, I'm gonna write the script myself this time. Me and Jeff Johns from DC Comics, we're gonna write the script together. No, get a real script writer. Just because you're a good director doesn't mean you're a good writer. And this is a perfect example of why directors who get one little hit, you get a little hit in the bag. Oh, you made Wonder Woman, which I hate to say it. It's not that hard to make these franchise superhero films. Wonder Woman was not great. It was so. Okay, it made money based on the fact that everybody knows what a Wonder Woman is and went to go see it. You are not a unique and beautiful special snowflake that you made the Wonder Woman movie work. Any moron with half a brain could have made that movie work. So once you had that success in the bag, that was not your time to go, well, I must be the greatest director who ever lived. I should write all my own scripts. I can do whatever I want. Everything I touch turns to gold. That's not the case, Patty, and everybody else involved with this nonsense. And real quick before I get into this one, don't forget to subscribe. You click the button. It's gonna make my holidays, I swear to God. Please, click subscribe, baby. You know you want to. I'd really appreciate it. Let's get into it. Wonder Woman 1984 is set in the 80s, supposedly. Nothing in the movie really has anything to do with the 80s at all. They show you some 80s looking cars. They take you to a mall. That's it. That's the extent of it being an 80s movie. They hyped this movie up so hard as a retro, exciting 80s adventure that, you know, you're going to travel through time. Nothing like in this movie feels like the 80s. This movie feels cheap. They go to the Middle East for half the movie. I thought a movie about the 80s. We'd be traveling around seeing, you know, 80s locales and, you know, nightclubs and whatever else. No, none of that. It's just a bunch of boring government buildings. And this could be set at any point in time. There's nothing about this movie that's the 80s. So, movie starts off, has a good scene. To start off, you get a little Wonder Woman learning a lesson. Young Wonder Woman. She tried to cheat in the Amazon Olympics as a little kid, and they said, no, don't cheat. Cheating's bad. It's a cool little scene. It looks cool. I don't understand the connection of the rest of the movie other than the very blatant, stupid, moral, don't lie.
No true hero is born from lies.
Okay, that really does not have a lot to do with the rest of the movie. I guess it kind of ties into the villain who's been lying to everyone his whole life, but ultimately, again, first draft of a script is what we have here. First draft, nothing connects to anything else. Everything's unconnected, because immediately after this, we go to this random mall robbery, which feels tacked on. This feels like a reshoot. It's just a random Joss Whedon superhero nightmare, where I know, I don't know, there's this whole thing where people go, oh, superhero movies should be colorful and fun, like, you know, the Donner superhero movies, Christopher Reeve.
Here you go, miss.
Gee, thanks, mister.
Bye, Frisky.
Okay, that's fun sometimes, but this is too much. They rob a jewelry store and then immediately try to throw a kid off a balcony. It makes no sense.
I'm not going back!
What robber robs a jewelry store and then immediately grabs a kid and threatens to kill them? Whatever, it's just an excuse for Wonder Woman to show up and save the day and save kids, because I don't know, I guess that makes us identify with her character. Oh, look, she saved a precocious little girl. Oh, fantastic. Has nothing to do with anything.
Hold tight.
And it's so weird. Batman's always yelling at Wonder Woman. He's like, you went away for a century.
Shut yourself down for a century, so let's not talk about me moving on.
It's like, no, she was actually saving kids in malls. I mean, did Batman not check the news from the 80s for sightings of a mysterious costumed woman?
A mysterious female savior that multiple witnesses saw.
I mean, at one point, she literally addresses the entire world using a magic satellite. Oh, we'll get into that nonsense later. I don't know how Batman didn't uncover any of that when he was researching her. So, Wonder Woman works at a museum. Okay, that's fine. That's cute. We've had that, and it works. And Kristen Wiig is there. I I did not know anything going into this movie. I did not know Kristen Wiig was in this movie. And I did not realize, I figured it out pretty quick when she looks at Diana's shoes. She goes, oh, leopard print shoes, huh? Those are cool. I go, oh, crap. Is she going to be Cheetah?
Those are cool. I like those. Animal print.
And yes, she does become Cheetah. And it is so utterly stupid.
Barbara, what did you do?
Here's the thing. If you're gonna have a character turn into a cat person, there should be like a reason, right? But there isn't. She just becomes a cat for no reason whatsoever. I guess we have to talk about the crystal. Here's what, the whole movie falls apart because of the crystal. It's all comes back to the stupid crystal. I hate the crystal. Whoever came up with the crystal is the biggest idiot in the world. This makes no sense. Okay, there's a magic wishing crystal. Okay, they refer to it, they call it like a monkey's paw. It's like a genie bottle, okay? You can make a wish.
I really wish I had a coffee.
Yeah, I got Erica a coffee, but she's out sick. Does anybody want this?
What? Yeah, I'll take one.
Okay, fine. Stupid as hell. Stupid premise for a superhero movie. They keep touching the crystal and they keep making wishes. Kristen Wiig wants to be powerful like Diana. She wants this because the movie keeps hitting you over the head with this nonsense about it's the 80s and men are mean and rapey and awful.
What are you doing? Hey! Let go of me!
So she wants to be strong, so if a guy tries to be rapey towards her or whatever, she'll be a strong, independent woman.
Do you remember me?
Wonder Woman, obviously, wishes for her boyfriend to come back to life. Her boyfriend who died in World War I. It's been 65 years. And I looked it up. I'm like, how old is Wonder Woman? She's, in the comics, at least 5,000 years old. So I don't understand how she got attached to one guy and now is like, what, you can't move on from that? That's the only guy you're ever gonna love is that one guy who died 65 years ago? It's kind of a shitty moral. You know, especially for people who have had loved ones who have died, the idea, you're never going to get over it, ever. And there was only ever one love in your life, and you'll never find another one. That's a bad moral. I hate to say it. And the wishing crystal, let's be clear, brings him back to life. You know, it doesn't, like, take him out of the grave or just materialize him. For some reason, it takes a random guy and puts her boyfriend Steve Trevor's soul in a random guy. The rules of the crystal are never made clear. The crystal is complete nonsense, and that's the problem with the movie, is we never understand what is the deal with these wishes, how do these wishes work, like what happens if two wishes contradict each other? Because the big problem is the guy who ends up with the crystal is Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, who I thought was terrible. He was miscast. He's supposed to be like a wild businessman, whatever, you know, like a 80s businessman, ruthless telemarketer kind of guy. You need a guy with some charisma.
Life is good, but it can be better.
Oh my gosh, from TV. Oh my gosh, you're the oil guy.
The oil guy,
Yeah,
I'll
right.
take it.
So he gets the crystal. He's apparently been studying it. We never learn how did this random oil tycoon find out about the crystal. Like, it would have made sense if his character was like a miner or something, you know, like he dug for precious jewels and then he found out about this crystal. No, it's just like this random guy somehow found out about a magic crystal that grants wishes. He's the only guy who found out about it. Not only that, he was able to somehow obtain it. We don't know how. He just has it shipped to the jewelry store. And I hate to say it, if there's a crystal that grants wishes, you're not going to leave it at the jewelry store for a couple days before you pick it up. You're going to be calling them until the day it shows up. You're going to go, is it here? Okay, I'll be right there. But instead, he just leaves it in the back room where it gets stolen, which is how it ends up at the museum. It's so conv-fucking-looted. So this Max Lord guy, this is where everything goes off the rails. It makes no sense. He wants to be, successful. Sure, fine. So you would think, okay, take the crystal and wish to be successful. Game over. End of the movie. Man gets wishing crystal, wishes to be successful. The end. But instead, he wishes. I can't believe this. He wishes to become the wishing crystal.
I wish to be you, the dream stone itself.
This is some Aladdin stuff. I want to be the genie. I'm going to be the genie. But we never learn why. And that's why the movie makes no sense. We don't know what the villain wants. All he's told us is, I want to be a great man.
Well, it takes time to become a great, great #1 man like your dad is going to be.
We go, okay, well, you wished for your oil fields to produce, or you tricked someone. His whole thing is now he tricks people into wishing for things that he wants because he is the wish crystal. So if someone says, you know, I wish you had $1 million to him, he'll get $1 million.
Tell me again, you wish you had more help?
Yes, I wish I had more help, but there are just too many calls to take.
Hi. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm meant to be interviewing at an accounting firm.
You're hired!
But we don't know what he wants. He just seems to keep wanting more stuff with no end goal. Like if at one point he said, I want to live forever, I want to be a god, something like that, we'd understand it. But instead he's just going through the movie, grabbing people and being like, wish that I get this, wish that I get this, wish that I get this. And we never know what his end goal is. We never know if it'll ever end. It's so, again, first draft of a script, first draft. The villain has no motivation. We don't know his motivation. I want to be a great man. Okay, well, you already won when you wished for your oil fields to start producing. What else does he want? We don't know and we don't understand. So this man who has become a crystal, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, we got to stop him. So Wonder Woman gets her new boyfriend who's back from the dead. And she's like, we got to go talk to that guy. Real quick, let's have a little montage of 80s stuff.
Their pockets here, their pockets all over the pant. American issue bag. Adjustable.
Yeah, we've never seen these jokes before.
How can a woman possibly fight in this?
Fight?
I don't even think they researched the 80s. As I pointed out, there's one part they go to an arcade. None of the arcade machines were produced prior to 1984, so they clearly didn't care about that detail. You have Trevor looking at a train like, what the hell is a train? Bitch, trains were around in World War I. This guy's not gonna look at a train and go, oh. Like, he knows what a fucking train is. They had trains in the war. Oh my God. So they gotta go to the Middle East to stop this guy. And then the whole thing becomes that whenever you get a wish, you lose your most important thing, which for Wonder Woman is because her boyfriend's back now, she gets weaker and weaker, and she's not as powerful as she was before. Okay, fine. They go to the Middle East, they can't stop the guy, they come back, you know, they have to learn about the crystal, so they go to a record shop run by a hippie.
My great-great-grandfather left me this.
First draft of the script, it's going nowhere. Meanwhile, Pedro Pascal's character, he takes over the Middle East, he becomes the #1 oil guy in the world, and then he comes back and he's got to go talk to the president, so he wishes to go see the president.
Don't you wish I had an audience with the president today?
Of course I do.
Again, we don't know what he wants. I don't even know why he goes to the president. Here's the problem. Okay, if you're gonna have a movie about a magic crystal or any kind of magic artifact, you have to establish to the audience the rules of the artifact, right? If we know the rules, we can follow the movie, and it's more interesting when we see people go around the rules. I mean, an obvious example is gonna be Aladdin. Aladdin, the genie, tells him there's 3 rules to the lamp.
Rule number 1, I can't kill anybody. Rule number 2, I can't make anybody fall in love. Rule number 3,
I can't bring people back from the dead. It's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it.
Okay, but then it's interesting where he goes, okay, well, I can't make her fall in love with me, but I could wish to be, you know, like a great man and a prince, and then she'll just fall in love with me naturally. And we understand what the rules are, and we understand how the characters are trying to get around them. We don't understand the rules of the stupid wishing crystal. Because he goes to the president, and he's like, what do you want? And the president goes, I want more nuclear weapons, which makes no sense.
What do you wish for? What is there to wish for but more? More nuclear weapons, more than they have, closer to them. If I just had that in place, then they would have to listen to us.
Why wouldn't he just say, I want there to be peace and stability in the Middle East, or, you know, I want, you know, peace between the nations, or I want us to, you know, dominate the Soviet Union, I want the Soviet Union to surrender. All of those wishes would have gotten rid of all the conflict, so that they can't put that in the movie. Instead, he has to wish for something so stupid. He says, I want more nukes, which leads to this stupid crisis where, because they have more nukes, now the Russians are saying, oh, you're preparing for war, so there's a nuclear war coming because of all these wishes.
Soviet's early detection system had picked up our new nukes.
What new nukes?
100 warheads just went online, ready to launch. They're taking this as an act of war.
Again, we don't understand the rules of the super wish crystal, because I'm sitting there going, well, why don't you just find a kid? Because you can have anyone make a wish. Why don't you find a kid and tell him, hey, can you wish for world peace real quick? to solve this. I don't get how the crystal works. What happens if wishes contradict each other? And here's where it gets so stupid. This is the stupidest thing. One of the rules of the wish crystal, for no reason, is you have to touch the crystal when you make the wish, which is why he grabs everybody's hands whenever they make the wish. So he wants to be able to have a bunch of people wish all at once.
I need to find a way to touch a lot of people at the same time.
Again, we don't know why, but I'm going to try and write the script for them anyway, which is that he just wants to become omnipotent or all-powerful, so he wants as many people to wish as possible. I can't explain this crystal. It's so stupid. When you wish for something, it takes something away, and because he is the crystal, he's allowed to take whatever he wants. He finds out there's a satellite. This is the stupidest part in the movie. He's in the president's room, and he goes, "What's this thing on this easel?" And the president goes, "That's a satellite that can take over any broadcast." And this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, because it's using particles to hijack the broadcast, it's touching everyone, technically.
What's this? Global broadcast satellite. Apparently it bathes the landscape in a signal of particles that goes in and fiddles with any technology it touches.
You said touches?
The president specifically mentions, by the way, this satellite touches everyone that it broadcasts to, which is, first of all, not how anything works. It's not really, I don't know if that fulfills the wish crystal fulfillments if you gotta touch anyone. But great, now he has a way to touch everybody in the world with a satellite. They said they reshot the third act, and I imagine that this idea of the touch everybody satellite came out of nowhere. It makes no sense. So the climax of the movie is he's gonna touch everybody with a satellite. Makes no sense. And you hear, and he's like, "Everybody tell me your wishes, you know, because it's going to make me more powerful the more people who wish for stuff."
I wish for $1 million.
Clearly, these wishes are going to contradict each other. It's nonsense. And the writers know it's nonsense, and that's why they don't address it. Clearly, if you're addressing the entire world, there's going to be one guy who goes, "I wish there was world peace. I wish there was no nuclear weapons." And then your entire thing about, oh, he started a nuclear war by giving the Americans nuclear weapons goes out the window. This is a first draft. You needed to sit down with this stupid crystal, which, first of all, I would not have made a movie about a stupid crystal, but that was your stupid idea. And you need to say, what are the rules of the magic crystal? How does it work? What happens if multiple people make wishes? You can take back a wish is a thing that you can do, apparently.
I renounce my wish!
Point is, Wonder Woman shows up to fight a cat. This fucking movie is so stupid. And she fights him in the golden armor. You see the golden armor in the poster and you think, oh, this is going to be interesting. Wonder Woman has armor now. Where'd she get the armor? I can't wait to hear the exciting story of where she got the armor. She just has it for no reason. She found it.
What's that?
The armor of an ancient Amazon warrior. One of our greatest.
She has it in the corner of her apartment, and she wears it for no reason also. Okay, she wears it in the final fight against the cat lady. She doesn't even know the cat lady's going to be there. She just randomly says, I don't know, I guess I'll just throw my golden armor on for no reason because it'll look cool. Why don't you wear it all the time? There's people online who are arguing with me, and they're like, well, you know, she knew this was going to be important. Well, why wasn't it important before? How about when she fought Doomsday? Where was the armor that time? The armor, it serves no point other than to sell action figures. She shows up, fights Cat Lady. The cat lady who, meanwhile, again, she has nothing to do with cats. It's not like she even has a cat or she likes cats. Like, you could have done anything to connect her to cats. She just becomes a cat because she wanted to be powerful. And at one point she says, I wish I was an apex predator.
I want to be number one, an apex predator. Like nothing there's ever been before.
Okay, why does that make you a cat? That doesn't make any sense. Shows up, fights the cat lady, stupidest looking thing in the world. All the special effects in this movie look like garbage. Goes in, finds the guy, the magic wishing crystal guy, grabs him with the lasso. Oh, by the way, this is after she undoes her wish, because everybody has to undo their wish or else the whole world collapses.
I'll never love again.
So she undoes her wish, she kills her boyfriend. So stupid. And then convinces everybody in the world to undo their wish.
Only you can save the day. Renounce your wish.
I've just been rambling. There's nothing here. There's nothing in this movie. Everybody in the world undoes their wish. The evil bad guy realizes he loves his kid a lot, and so he stops because his kid's about to die to the nuclear weapons. And that's the end of this stupid, nonsensical movie. I feel nothing that came out of my mouth right now made any sense. This movie makes no sense. This is a first draft amateur rookie hour script. Okay? This should not have been made. The second you showed up and it's like, how do we follow up the exciting events of Wonder Woman 1 where she fights Nazis, she fights Ares, the god of war. What's going to happen in the second one? An oil man is going to turn himself into a magic wishing crystal and start a nuclear war that she has to stop by convincing everybody to unwish their wish. That's what you came up with? Of all the ideas that you could have had, I don't know how you wrote this. I really don't. I'm like, did somebody write a completely different movie? Again, about like a liar situation about a dad and his son, and the dad goes too far and becomes a wishing crystal, and they went, can we turn this garbage into a Wonder Woman movie because we got nothing else? This movie sucks. It's not interesting. It's not fun. The jokes are bad. The action sucks. It's whatever. It's not a Wonder Woman fighting like... Somebody brought it up. They're like, it's Wonder Woman. It's Greek gods and myths. Why doesn't she fight monsters and cool shit? She's just fighting random Secret Service agents. It's so boring. And then she fights a cat. I hated this movie. I hated it. I might do a more structured thing and put my thoughts in a more structured order. There's so much wrong here that I can't get it all out. And I've been ranting for 20 minutes about this terrible movie. Nothing in it works. I watched it twice to make sure that I was right. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Did I miss something? I had to watch it twice. And I'm like, no, I didn't miss anything. Literally, this movie makes no sense. I could barely stand sitting through it. It's boring. This movie is aggressively stupid. It hurts my brain to watch. I don't understand how it got made. I hate it. And I'm very excited to learn that Patty Jenkins has just been approved to direct Wonder Woman 3. Fan-fucking-tastic. Great. More of this. Hollywood rewards incompetence. They go, what? You screwed it up? Every part of that movie was bad? Why don't you go make a sequel? What is happening? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. We got more videos coming soon. I might do a more in-depth review of this one. I don't know. I'm going to see if I have time, but... oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy, it's bad. Did you watch it? Was there anything in the movie you liked? Did the magic wishing crystal rules make any sense to you? Did you laugh and clap when a girl turned into a cat lady for no reason whatsoever? Let me know in the comments what you thought. I thought it was bad. I did not like it. Hollywood, please do better. Please just put in the smallest amount of effort. I beg of you. Have fun, guys.